All right. Greetings to everyone. It's a great privilege to have all of us here on this very call. Tonight's session is going to be very, very educative, highly educative, and eye-opening. The rate at which people are battling with their health and the rate at which people are aging with health-related challenges is very alarming. So tonight we have on the call a very great professional in when it comes to supplementation and nutrition to take us through something very, very remarkable that will not only benefit from it, people around us are going to benefit from it. People we know who are aging or battling with health-related challenges are going to benefit from it greatly. And people who want to age gracefully without any health complications too are going to love this amazing session that you are seeing too as well. Yes, so the topic for tonight is your health matters. As you can see, your health matters, an in-depth analysis to a healthy life based on pure nutrition, what to eat, what not to eat, etc. as well. And ladies and gentlemen, you can see right on the flyer, Dr. Justice Sam Kenneth from Botswana, and then I will be a facilitator too as well alongside with him. That is Mr. Michael Anderson. You are hearing from me, Mr. Michael Anderson. And I love Dr. Justice very, very much because things that we pay money to get from medical practitioners or things that we pay money to get from business coaches or executive business coaches, he gives it to us for free. And the passion that comes with the information he gives to help us better our health or to help us better our life as we age is awesome. It's awesome. It's awesome and it's very amazing. So we have on the call Dr. Justice Sam Kenneth. He's my mentor. I love him so much. And as he's going to take us through this educative session, you will understand why I say I love him so much. And also I see him as a mentor who has helped me so much. So just stay tuned. Make sure that your internet connectivity is stable. Make sure that in the next 45 minutes, you are going to get connected to us without any interruption. Because the information you are going to get from here, it will last you for a lifetime when it comes to your health. Yeah, so your health matters. And then I welcome to this session, Dr. Justice Sam Kenneth, to take us through this highly educative session so that we will be blessed and bless many with it. So Dr. Justice, if you're on the call, bless us with your voice and we can begin the session.
Well, thank you so much, Michael Anderson. I really appreciate this introduction. And good evening, everybody. I believe we are all blessed. If you can see me and if you can hear my voice, please just go to the chat board and just type a 111. All right, very important. Please just go to the chat board and type 111. If you can see me and if you can hear my voice, I need you to do this for me right now. Excellent. Now, secondly, I also need everybody on this call. All right. I need you to type the country and the city where you are connecting us from. The country and the city where you are connecting us from. It's very important. We just want to appreciate every single one of you. Now, as you are doing that, I need you to take a pen and a notepad. All right, just like Anderson said, I need you to take a pen and a notepad, please, with all due respect. Some of the things you are going to listen tonight, you probably may not hear from anywhere else again. So we have Fungai from Harare, Zimbabwe. My friends from Zimbabwe, maybe I can say Masquera Sage. We have Accra, Ghana, Kwaba, and then we have Cape Town, South Africa. I may have to say Sawubona. And then Nokukanya, I don't know the city. Okay, so without much ado, let's go deep into what we are here for tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight is an in-depth analysis to a healthy life based on pure nutrition. And I'm going to explain a couple of things for every single one of you. So, Anderson, can we move straight into the slides, please? Awesome. All right, great. Now, I want to ask a question tonight, ladies and gentlemen. How many of us here on this call eat apple? How many of us here on this call eat apple? Do you know or are you aware that the best time to eat apples are in the mornings? All right, the best time to eat apples are in the morning. As you can see, it says apple peel, the peel of apple. It's got fiber pectin that helps in bowel movement. and it also prevents constipation. Moreover, it also eliminates carcinogens. Ladies and gentlemen, the worst time to eat apples are in the evenings or in the night. Take this from me. Apples contain organic acids and it will increase the acidity level in your stomach and it leads to lots and lots of discomfort. Moreover, the same pectin will be burdensome on your digestive system at night. So this is free health advice I'm giving you tonight, ladies and gentlemen. That is for up. Now let's move on to the next food. So how many of us eat sugar? How many of us eat sugar? I believe a lot of us eat sugar. Sugar is supposed to give us energy. Sugar is supposed to be organic, all right? Sugar is supposed to be good for the body. But do you know that for some of us in the health-related field, we call it sweet poison? Because basically all the food we eat contains a little bit of sugar. And if you are not careful and you keep eating sugar or you keep having sugar at night, it will not only increase your body fat, that means sugar increases body fat. It will also send your digestive system into a tizzy leading to uncomfortable sleep. And that is why it's not advisable to give kids or children sugary substances, especially carbonated juice drinks in the evenings. It makes them become hyperactive. Now, the best time to eat sugar, if at all you would want to eat sugar, the best time to eat sugar is in the mornings. Why? Because our body insulin is more effective in fighting sugar in the mornings. And our body is able to burn the sugar that we eat mostly in the morning. So during the day, you've got so much energy that the body will utilize. But at night, it's the worst time to eat sugar. All right. Like I said, we call it sweet poison. Okay. Another thing about sugar is the chemical component of sugar is the same as the chemical composition of cocaine. So the more sugar you are putting into your body, think about what you are doing to your system. That is why if you eat a lot of sugar, you realize mostly you start having dental caries, tooth decay, and dental issues. All right. Some people even begin to experience foot diseases, foot rots, and so many diseases that affect the feet, leading to diabetes. Let's move on to the next slide. So how about banana? Banana is very good, lots of vitamin D. But watch this. The best time to eat banana is between 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. That's the best time to eat banana, all right? When you eat banana at night, basically from 6, 7 p.m. going to late night, banana leads to lots of mucus in the body. It builds mucus. It forms lots of mucus in the body. And if you have lots of mucus in the body, eating it on an empty stomach especially can upset the stomach because it's very rich in magnesium, which the body does not need at night. Okay, so the best time to eat banana is between 10 a.m. and at least latest by 4 p.m. You don't eat banana after 4. Banana is highly fibrous. It contains lots of fibrous tissues and it helps in the digestion process. Moreover, banana works as a natural antacid and it soothes heartburns. Okay, so this is just a few tips on banana. Can we move on to the next slide? How about rice? Around the world, rice is the main food crop for about 90% of the world's population. If you take 10 people, I can boldly tell you, 8.5 of them eat rice on a daily basis. But the best time to eat rice is at lunch, mostly between, I would even say from late morning, 11 a.m. up to 3 p.m. Because during the day, metabolism is higher because you work, you are able to burn it. But at night, rice increases body fat. So if you keep eating rice over and over and over in the evenings, you increase your body fat. And it takes a bit of time for it to digest. And that's why it increases body fat. Now, in medicine or in science, there's something we call the tricarboxylic acid cycle or the Krebs cycle. This cycle is where as you build too much fat on your body, If the body is not able to burn it down, all right, eventually it tends to decay, or sometimes it even becomes more like alcohol because of the fermentation process that it goes through, due to the fact that the body is not able to burn the fat. Now, as you keep doing this, you begin to bloat, you begin to put on weight unnecessarily. So, write this down. The worst time to eat rice is at night, and the best time is between 11 a.m. and at least 3 p.m. Let's move on to the next slide. So how about milk? Milk is very good for the human body, you know. It warms, it soothes the body, it helps in getting a good night's sleep. So the best time to drink milk is at night. That's the best time to drink milk. Some nutritionists and nutraceutical pharmacists or nutrition even say that in the evening when you mix milk with um, um, either turmeric, it helps you to sleep very well. Well, that is true. But you see, at night, what you can do is just a little bit of milk with cold water at night. Believe you me, it calms your nerves and it allows you to have a very good night rest. Okay. Now, the worst time to take milk is in the mornings. Interesting fact, isn't it? But watch this. Milk can be very heavy to digest, and it can mess up with your meal timings during the day because you feel a bit heavy when you take milk within the day or in the morning. So it mess up with your food timings during the day. All right, let's move on to the next slide. So let's talk about meat. My people in Botswana, I know I have to be careful in saying this, but believe you me, well, I like meat. I come from a meat eating family. We eat meat a lot. But watch this. You see, when we eat meat at night, because it contains high protein, it weighs heavy on the digestive system and it gives you uncomfortable night. Most importantly, listen, when you eat a lot of meat in the evenings, and that is a lot of people's daily lifestyle, during the day, we don't really eat well. At night, we come home from work, we're already tired from our 9 to 5 job. We come and eat whatever we have to eat with a lot of meat. And then we don't wait for the food to digest. Then we go to sleep. Like I said earlier on, this cycle keeps going on and on and on. Eventually, if you're not careful, you're going to have kidney challenges because the kidney has to synthesize protein. And if the kidney is not able to synthesize protein, you are going to be in trouble. So the worst time to eat meat is at night. If you have to eat at night, make sure after eating, you wait at least 2.5 to 3 hours, depending on how heavy your meal was. All right, so that the meal can digest. Now, the best time to eat meat is in the noon or at noon. All right, like you are reading here, it says meat is a hard food to digest. Now, for those who work out effectively, for those who go to the gym and they work out, they are free to do that because certainly they'll work out and they'll burn it, and the body needs that protein. But it is high in protein and it helps in gaining physical strength and it improves concentration levels if consumed during the daytime. All right, very interesting. It's a very good meal for concentration levels during the day, not at night. Let's move on to the next slide. So how about cheese? Now I'll combine cheese with margarine and fats and oils. Ladies and gentlemen, if you really, really want to burn down fats and oils, or if you don't want to have high cholesterol levels, then stop eating margarine and cheese at night. All right. Heavy on the digestive system, it builds lots of fats, it brings lots of mucus, and it increases your cholesterol level. If you take it in the morning, you are able to work out, or during your daytime movement, your body will be able to burn it. That's why we say for vegetarians, cheese is an excellent substitute for meat for vegetarians. So if eaten in moderation, it can prevent weight gain and bloating. But if you eat it at night, certainly you are going to bloat and have more weight gains. Let's move on to the next slide. So let's talk about walnuts. These are food that I really like a lot. Walnuts contain a number of beneficial compounds such as omega-3 fats and antioxidants. Very good for the human body. And the best time to eat them is in the evenings. You see, this is because when you eat and you sleep, it helps to improve the brain health. Very good for brain power and very good for the human body as well. But if you eat them morning, most often these times might reduce its effectiveness because the body will just eliminate it when you take it in the mornings. But in the evenings, it's best because as you sleep, it helps to repair the body cells. So these are very good at night, not during the daytime. Let's move on. Now, I want you to look at this structure. Okay, I want everybody just look at this structure. Think of this structure as your car engine. Most often when we wake up, we open our car engine, we check the water level, we check the oil gauge, we check so many things. But how often have you woken up in the morning to wake up in the morning and you check if your liver is still where it is? Have you checked if your colon is still where it is? Have you checked if your small and your large intestines are still where they are supposed to be? Have you even wake up in the morning and check if your lungs, have you tested your chest to feel your heart beats properly? Now, we don't really do this, and we forget that it is the same body compared to your car engine. It is the same body that helps you to make money to buy the wild cars. So let's talk a little bit about the human body. Let's move on to the next slide. So if you're experiencing any of these things, you need to detoxify your body. Number one, brain fog. You tend to forget things easily. The least thing, you are tired. Headaches. Now, lately, if you are in southern part of Africa, like Botswana, Namibia, even Zimbabwe and Southern Africa, you realize that the weather has changed drastically. All right, in that we are experiencing heat waves. We go as high as 42 to 46 degrees Celsius. So my best advice to you is to take a glass of water every 20 minutes. Every 20 minutes, take a full glass of water. Take your time and sip through it. Don't just throw it in the body. No, else you're going to experience unnecessary headaches. And a lot of people are feeling it. All right. Now, the weather changes is also bringing lots of infections to people, and we are not even aware of it. You're going to experience skin problems. There are some people who come to the clinics and they complain that their skin is peeling off. Some are experiencing body odor, bad body odor. Some are experiencing constipation. If you're experiencing any of these things, muscle aches, you experience your back pain, your elbows, your joints, exhaustion, the least thing, you're tired, stubborn weight, you need to detoxify. These are signs and symptoms of toxins in your body. You need to cleanse your body. And some of the ways you need to cleanse your body is through water therapy. All right, water therapy and antioxidants. Very good antioxidants, and we shall talk about a few of our double red rose tonight. Let's move on to the next slide. So I want you to look at this picture as well. On my left is a normal liver. It shows no signs of scarring. But on my right is what we call liver cirrhosis, or some medical experts will say cancer of the liver. If you're experiencing cancer of the liver, liver cirrhosis, we normally term it as a hepatic condition. All right, hepatic condition, meaning you're experiencing either hepatitis A, hepatitis B, or any, of the liver issues, or even it could even be fatty liver. Now, what are some of the things that causes your liver to go through these things? Number one, too much alcohol. If you drink too much alcohol, be very careful because you are burning your liver. Alcohol can burn your liver. All right. Number two, viral infection caused by chronic hepatic conditions, like I mentioned. So, number three is fat accumulation in the liver. For most people, they eat too much fatty foods. If you eat too much fatty foods, too much oily foods, eventually you are accumulating fat in your liver. Iron buildup in the body, copper accumulation, toxic waste, repeated bouts of heart failure with liver congestion. Now, let me tell you one other thing that really destroys the liver that a lot of people are not aware of. Mostly When people are sick, there's something we call self-medication. It's very dangerous. You better go to the hospital so you can be properly diagnosed, all right? Self-medication leads to drug misuse. Self-medication normally leads to drug misuse. Now, for most people, when they are not feeling well, they buy this drug, they use it for 3, 4 days, it doesn't work. Then they buy another drug, they use it for 3, 4 days, it doesn't work. Then they try herbal supplements for 3, 4 days, it doesn't work. Now, when you keep changing medication in your body, you are destroying your liver. All right, let me repeat this. When you keep changing medications in your body, into your body, you destroy your liver because the liver at some point in time will not be able to take all those things any longer. All right. So that is the thing with the liver. And the liver is only one organ. Guys, if you destroy your liver, you can get a replacement. It's not an easy task. Okay. So let's move on to the next slide. Now, for those of us who give our children sugary foods, or do I say carbonated foods, or some of these drinks, just look at what we are giving our children to go to school, ladies and gentlemen. Now, you have a child that is about, your child is about, let's say, 6 or 5 years old, okay? Now, this child is about 6 or 5 years old. So this child grows from 6 years, 7 years, 8 years, 9 years, 10 years, 11 years, 12 years, 13 years, about 8 years in that child's life. Every single day from Monday to Friday, you are giving that child some of these drinks to take to school. Or even at home, you give them to drink. By the time the child is 22, 23 years, that child probably will be diagnosed of a any other condition, be it cancer or even diabetes. All right. Today, when you go to Kenya, Kenya is bringing a policy to ban sugar. That is Kenya. They are still in a referendum to bring a policy to ban sugar. Why? Because research has made us realize that sugar is one of the major causes of cancer, and it's very dangerous. Just imagine the amount of sugar we are giving our kids to go to school on a daily basis, guys. Let's move on to the next slide. So move on to the next slide, please. So I want to just explain something briefly about this slide, okay? I did a research personally here in Botswana, and this is what I came about with another independent institution. So over 27% of patients admitted at the hospital are living with diabetes. Over 27% of patients that have been admitted are, are living with diabetes. This is at a certain hospital, all right? Now, the danger is that more than half remain undiagnosed. That means that if you take the number of patients that have been admitted, this is only those who have been admitted. More than half of them, out of the 27%, they have diabetes, but they are not aware that they have diabetes. Very dangerous. So by the time we realize you have diabetes, there's nothing you can do. It's eating into your body, and it cannot be reversed any longer. That's how dangerous it is. So immediately after this call tonight, first thing tomorrow, I would like everybody on this call, go check your sugar level, all right? Just go do a glucose test. It's extremely important, ladies and gentlemen. Let's move on to the next slide. Okay, so I would also want to explain briefly about these diabetes tests. How often do you check your sugar level? It's extremely important. This is just a lifestyle thing you must adapt, all right? At least once a month or twice a month, make sure you check your glucose level. It's extremely important. Let's move on, please. All right, so I would like to explain this slide briefly, just briefly. Watch this. For those of us taking too much carbonated foods, just look at what we are getting into our body. More of these brings this. All right. More of these brings this. Cancer, sugar feeds cancer cells. Sugar feeds cancer cells. Obesity. Sugar tends to make you gain unnecessary weight most often. Not always, but most often. Heart diseases, hypertension, and high cholesterol. All right. Dental caries, arthritis, gallstones, all these are things that too much sugar in the body brings about. So, sugar is not necessary in our diet, as most scientists will tell you. In fact, sugar is toxic and addictive. Like I said, when you take the chemical component of cocaine, it is the same as the chemical formula for sugar. You just have to increase the numbers. That's it. Let's move to the next slide. Can you speed it up a bit, please? Move to the next slide. So I would also explain briefly about cholesterol, okay? I'll talk briefly about cholesterol and then joint pain. So watch this. When you look at this slide, we have four different phases of cholesterol. We have the normal artery, we have the phase one, phase two, phase three, and phase four. Now let me explain. Your arteries are like straw. They're like straw, okay? Oxygenated blood flows through easily. So when you look at phase one, oxygenated blood is flowing through easily. Look at the blue arrows. They are flowing freely. Now, phase two, you notice on the sides, there are some yellowish substance that has begun to build up. Phase three, the yellowish substance are closing in your arteries. Phase four, the yellowish substance has almost taken over your arteries. All right, that is phase four. Now, when it happens like this, the simple meaning is cholesterol has taken over your arteries, so oxygenated blood cannot flow through properly. Now, when your life gets to this stage, you struggle to breathe. The least thing you are tired, the least thing you are tired. Now, this is bad cholesterol that we don't need, and it's very dangerous to the human life. How do we eliminate it? Let's move on to the next slide. So on this slide, I'll talk about bone issues. Here we have a normal joint on the far left. All right. A normal joint has synovial fluid. So as I'm talking, you see me moving. I have free flow. You know, I move easily and freely because my synovial fluids are a lot in my joints. Now, the one in the middle is osteoarthritis. Osteoarthritis is where the bone has come together in the joints. It's very painful because they rub on each other. Okay. So when the bone ends rub together, it's extremely painful. That is osteoarthritis. Now, on the far right, we have rheumatoid arthritis. This is where right now the bone has come together to a point where it's swelling. And if you are experiencing this pain, I feel very sorry for you. Some of the signs and symptoms, number one, age is the number one culprit. Number two, poor nutrition. Number three, if you don't exercise regularly, you're going to experience these things. And then last but not the least, supplementation. A lot of people, when you tell them use supplements, they will tell you, oh, I eat a lot of fruits, I eat this. Believe you me, lately, the fruits that we are even getting are being planted with too much chemicals, all right? GMO substances and all that. So be very careful what you are eating, and you need lots of calcium supplements. Let's move on to the next slide. So let's talk briefly about stroke, all right? Briefly about stroke. A stroke occurs when the blood supply to part of the brain is interrupted or reduced. Now, blood flows from the brain to the heart. Then the heart pumps it to different parts of the body and also back to the brain. So if the blood supply to the brain, if there's a breach or if there's a blockage, then stroke occurs. That is simply how to define stroke. The blood that is being supplied into the brain, if there is a blockage or a breach or there's an interruption, that is stroke. All right. Now, how do these come about? There are two types of stroke. Let's move on to the next slide. There are two different types of strokes. There is the hemorrhagic stroke and there's ischemic stroke. Ischemic stroke is where there's a blockage to the blood supply to the brain. 85% of strokes are ischemic stroke. And let me tell you this from the medical point of view. This type of stroke can be reversed even without medicine. All right. And we'll talk about it briefly. The other one is the hemorrhagic stroke. This is where there's a rupture. All right. There's extreme high blood pressure in pumping the blood to the brain. And then, as a matter of fact, the arteries are not able to contain the high blood pressure. So eventually, it gets ruptured. All right. So it spills in the brain. And this is very, very painful. If you're not careful, you are going to live on painkillers the rest of your life. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let me submit to you tonight that if you take painkillers continuously for 6 months, automatically you can easily get cancer. All right. Very, very dangerous. So be careful in taking too much painkillers. The body was not made for drugs. The body was made from soil. So anything from soil is good for the body. That's why we always advise take phytochemical compounds. These are things straight from the soil. Let's move on to the next slide. Can you move quickly so we can get to can you move on, please? Keep moving, keep moving, keep moving. Great. Now it's okay. Go back to prostate. I want to talk a little bit about prostate cancer. Go back one more slide. Great. So this is the prostate. Every man has a prostate. The prostate is a gland that produces the semen, that produces the sperm. Okay. Now, to all the men in the house, I need your ear. Every man has a prostate. The prostate is a gland that produces the semen, that produces the sperm. At some point in time in your life, your prostate will grow in size, which is normal. Most men will go through it. It's normal. But for some men, if you don't take good care of yourself, poor eating habits, um, no exercise at all, then it's going to be enlarged to a stage where it becomes very dangerous for your health. Okay. So some of the signs and symptoms: frequent urination, premature ejaculation, low sperm count, lower back pain, sometimes dribbling or trickling. That is to say, after urination, you still struggle to stop the stream from stopping. All right. So most often you realize you are wetting yourself. For some people, they also struggle even to start the stream. All right. So all these are signs and symptoms of prostate issues. Now, if you are not careful, you will go through radiation therapy or chemotherapy. Let's move on to the next slide. Now, if all these doesn't work, we'll have to put a resectoscope straight into your prostate to remove the prostate. This is not an easy task and it's extremely painful. So if you're a woman and if you're a man, you have a brother, a husband, a father, please let them go check their prostate immediately. Let's move on to the next slide. All right. We all need to check our prostate. And I will also want to talk briefly about erectile dysfunction. So erectile dysfunction is where a man can, just in brief, cannot perform very well. And the number one culprit is old age. Number two, low testosterone levels. Number three, stress and anxiety. In today's life, most people are stressed. They are anxious about a lot of things in life. Lack of sleep can also lead to erectile dysfunction. Smoking and drinking of too much alcohol. Certain medications can also lead to high blood pressure or diabetes. That can also lead to erectile dysfunction. So be careful how you live your life as men. Now, can we move on to the antioxidant slide? Keep rolling, please. Keep rolling, keep rolling. It's a lot of things, so I want to break it. Great. So no, go back one slide. Let me explain, then we move on. Just go back one more slide. Thank you. So foods and medication to help erectile dysfunction. Watermelon, number one. Watermelon contains active ingredients that are very, very good. All right. The active ingredients in watermelon are very good for erectile dysfunction. I will also talk a bit about seafoods like oysters. Coffee is also very good. All right. Coffee, the reason is because it gives you so much energy. And coffee is also very good for the liver. Let me say this. All right. Leafy greens, green foods that helps to also cleanse and detoxify the body. I'll talk about moringa. Yeah. And there's something we call cruciferous vegetables. All right. Cruciferous vegetables like cauliflower and broccoli. Dark chocolates are very good. For women, chocolates are very good for hormonal imbalance, and it also helps to increase your libido. All right. Garlics are also very good. Olive oil is the only oil that I can recommend for anybody here if you want to help yourself with low cholesterol levels. Let's move on to the next slide. Now, you need antioxidants. So I will talk briefly about antioxidants and then we move on to the next slide. So what are antioxidants? Antioxidants are basically certain foods and medication that we take in supplements, if I may say, that helps to eliminate free radicals. All right. Free radicals are that which distracts the body and brings so many diseases into our body. I wouldn't want to go deep into the science of it for now, but I just want to go into the nutrition part of it. So, all these you are seeing here, berries, when you hear antioxidants, think about super fruits. Anytime you hear about antioxidants, the best part of it is super fruits. Super fruits, we have ordinary fruits and then we have super fruits, right? Ordinary fruits, I'll talk about banana, pineapple, pawpaw. Those are very good, excellent fruits. All right, the body needs them. But then we have super fruits. Super fruits, I'll talk about berries, number one. All right. Berries, number one. Those are superfruits. Anytime you hear berries, think about superfruits. Superfruits contain certain chemical compounds, or do I say certain phytochemical compounds that help to fight certain diseases in the human body. Those are superfruits. They fight certain diseases in the human body. All right. Now let's move on to the next slide. So tonight, I would want to introduce you to what we call our double red rose. This is our company's flagship product. If you're listening to us for the first time, or if you want to know more about our product, this is our product. And this is what I would strongly recommend for everybody. It's called the double red rose. I don't play with my double red rose at all. I don't. Every single day, I make sure I have it with me. All right. Every single day, I have my double red rose with me. It's a very, very powerful, strong and powerful superfruits that I would really, really advise every single one of you to get it. Now, why would I recommend our product to you? Because of the type and the kind of ingredients that we put in. So why the name double? Why the name red? Double because of the red antioxidants that we use in it. All right. And then red because most often we have very deep red colors that has significant health benefits in the human body. For instance, goji berry is one of the ingredients. Goji berry is red. We have pomegranate, which is red. We have the red rose in itself, which is red. We have red grapes. We have acerola cherry. All these are red in color. We have jujube, excellent for the human body. It boosts the immune system. It fights viral diseases and conditions. Let's move on to the next slide. Okay, move on. Just keep moving on. Move on. I want where we start with the ingredients one by one. So as the slides are being moved on, I want to say this to every one of you. All right, great. So this is the first ingredient I would want to talk about, the red rose. You see, in human life, interestingly, most people are not aware that roses has health benefits. They have health benefits. Interestingly, they have health benefits. Number one, hydration and weight management benefits. Most people are not aware. So I talked about Southern Africa in these seasons. There's a heat wave. You need to hydrate. You need to hydrate because cancer occurs where there is lack of oxygen in our cells. Now, how do we get oxygen? Through hydration. Because the water we drink, water contains H2, two atoms of oxygen, hydrogen, and then oxygen. So the more you hydrate, the more you are building up oxygen in your system. The more you are hydrating your body, and the more the body is able to utilize whatever you've put in the system. All right. And red roses helps to hydrate the human body. Number two, it is rich in antioxidants, especially polyphenols. Polyphenols are certain antioxidants that when they get into your body, they scavenge for free radicals and they eliminate them. Or do I even say they neutralize them? So therefore, if you have lots of these in your system, the body will build immunity. That's how strong and powerful it is. Number three, it helps to alleviate menstrual pain. This is good news for the women in the house. All right. This is good news for the women in health because women go through lots of menstrual issues, menstrual pain, menstrual cramps, and all that. It also has mental health benefits, such as it treats dementia and seizures. It helps to reduce allergies, the severity of allergic reactions. You see, when it comes to allergic reactions, most people are not aware that sometimes you can even eat banana, just ordinary banana, and you can have allergies. Sometimes just ordinary pawpaw or mango, and then you can experience allergies. It's also due to where it was or how it's been planted. Like I said earlier on, most of our fruits these days are being planted with lots and lots and lots of chemical components, all right, which is not good for the body. So we need such superfruits like red rose that is found in our product called double red rose to eliminate all these free radicals. Let's move on to the next slide. So we also have red grapes. And I said this the other time. In 2015, I did a research with one medical doctor called Dr. Lucy Yu, all right, at the University of Minnesota. And we came out with so many findings about red grapes. Number one, they protect the human heart by reducing bad cholesterol. Bad cholesterols, we call them the LDL cholesterol. The LDL stands for low density lipoprotein cholesterol. We don't need such cholesterols in the body. And the red grapes contains resveratrol. Resveratrol is an anti-aging flavonoid that everybody needs it. All right. It's anti-aging. It improves night vision. It protects the collagen and ellagen in the skin. Now, this is the anti-aging effect. So it tightens your skin cells so that you don't experience wrinkles. Very important factor. It protects you and it also treats you from hemorrhoids and piles. It also helps with athletes. Okay, sometimes they experience muscle pulls. It's very good for such issues as well. So if you know any athletes, we strongly recommend our double red rose for them. It helps with depression as well and emotional instability. For most people, they go through mood swings. This is extremely good for you. All right, let's move on to the next slide. Now, another thing before we even, as he's moving on, I would also want to say this. The red grapes are very, very good for breast cancer. Excellent for breast cancer, but most people are not aware. All right. Now, the next ingredient I'll talk about is pomegranate. Pomegranate is another red food source or red superfruit, a very good source of fiber. Provide high levels of vitamin C. It's excellent for inflammatory conditions. Most of the diseases people are going through are inflammatory conditions. Now, what is an inflammatory condition? Just simply put, if you ever hear about any disease that ends with itis, that is an inflammatory condition like appendicitis, sinusitis, any disease that ends with itis is an inflammatory condition, and you need something that is anti-inflammatory to combat it. All right. So we strongly recommend our double red rose because it has high levels of anti-inflammatory red superfruits in it. It helps to destroy intestinal worms, worms that build us like pinworm, hookworm, roundworm, ringworm, all those things. It helps to combat and destroy them. All right. It helps to reduce bad cholesterol. It contains folates that assist with growth. Like we normally call them folic acids, vitamin B12. All right. It assists with growth, especially for children. Growth development, brain development, and cellular function. Excellent for such issues. So we strongly recommend that for you. It prevents and reduces risk of prostate, breast, lung, and colon cancers. Very important. All right. And it's also excellent for people with type 2 diabetes. Excellent for such people. Now let's move on to the next slide. So another ingredient I'll talk about, which most people are not aware, is goji berry. Goji berry is one of the most powerful berries you can ever have. And it's not even common in these areas of the world. Number one, goji berry protects the human eyes. So that's why we have a lot of people who, when they start taking the double red rose, they use the products for at least a period of 60 to 90 days. They tend to say, I think my eyes are better. And for some people, they even forget that they used to wear spectacles because eventually they will not use the spectacles again. And they tend to forget that they used to wear spectacles, all right? Because it protects the human eyes by feeding the eye with quality nutrients. Okay, it also provides immune system support. It protects against cancer. It protects your skin. It stabilizes blood sugar. It improves deep anxiety. It improves depression, anxiety, and sleep. All right. It prevents liver damage. Very important factor. Let's move on to the next slide. Another ingredient I'll talk about, which most people are not aware, is acerola cherry. They look like tomatoes. But listen, it's known as the vitamin C powerhouse. Why vitamin C? Vitamin C helps to boost the immune system, and it also helps to prevent certain types of cancers. It may also heal wounds quickly, rapidly, if I may say. All right, it has so many health benefits, diabetic foot ulcers, which sometimes lead to medically necessary amputations. So it's necessary in our body. All right. It produces collagen, which is also very good for the skin, which is also the main ingredient behind the repair of bone tissues, cartilage, ligament, tendons, and even the teeth. All right. They are very, very good for the human body. But how often do we even eat these? How often do we eat them? And it's also found in our double red rose. All right. Let's move on to the next slide. So I would also talk about peach. Peach is very, very good for gut health. Our gastrointestinal organ is one of the main important organs in the human body. All right. For most people who struggle with ulcers, for most people who struggle with colorectal cancers, I strongly recommend our double red rose for you because of the peach. They contain beta carotene, which is beneficial to the eye health and skin as well. All right. If you want your skin to look very beautiful, young, and fresh, just cleanse your colon, cleanse your gut, cleanse your liver. That's all. And that's just what the peach does for proper formation of the fetus. This is one of the major reasons why pregnant women after the first trimester, take this from me, pregnant women after the first trimester, they can also use our double red rose, okay? Because they help in the proper formation of the fetus. They also help to reduce histamine levels, which can lessen or reduce allergic reactions. Now let's move on to the next slide. So watch this. We also have jujube. Most people call it dates, all right? Dates or Chinese dates. They also, I would say red in color. It prevents constipation. It gives you free bowels. So eventually, I would even say it helps to cleanse or detoxify the system naturally. It makes you feel full for long, which can prevent you from weight, can help you with weight management as well. It helps to improve blood sugar, very important. Reduces the risk of disease like colorectal cancer, it lowers the cholesterol levels, and it improves sleep. But interesting fact about dates, they are very high and they have very high anti-aging benefits. Very interesting facts, very high anti-aging benefits. Now let's move on to the next slide. So the other ingredient I will talk about is red ginseng, ladies and gentlemen. For those of you who have never heard about ginseng before, after this meeting, I want you to write down red ginseng and go and read every fact you can get from red ginseng. Number one, good news to all the men, all the fathers in the house, erectile dysfunction. It helps to solve erectile dysfunction issues. Just look at how it is, the roots of it. All right. And think about, you being a male. You need all these energy and muscles and stamina and all of it. All right. It prevents high blood sugar level. It's anti-inflammatory. Cognitive function. It improves brain function. Very, very good for brain function. It prevents cold and flu and malaria as well. All right. Actually, for proper immune function, immune boosting effects, you need ginseng in your diet at least twice a week or 3 times in a week. And we have it in our double red rose, ladies and gentlemen. It also helps to prevent cancer. all right? And it helps to reduce menstrual cramps. Let's move on to the next slide. So I would also talk about carob extract. Very good for high blood pressure. It promotes good bowel health. Ladies and gentlemen, one of the things I talked about in the earlier slides in this presentation is the fact that we need to detoxify. If you are not having free bowels, you are in trouble. You see, when we were kids, when we were growing up, I grew up in Ghana, all right? When we were growing up, our parents used to blend carob extracts even for us to drink, and we didn't know what it was. But here we are. Science and nutrition has made us realize that all these are very, very good for the human body, and we need them in our daily life. It promotes healthy and beautiful skin, and it protects you. It's actually shields you from every form of health condition. Excellent even for bone health. For people who are struggling with, pains, joint pains, bone pains, carob extract is excellent for such issues. Let's move on to the next slide. So I'll talk briefly about lemon. I believe most of us know the health benefits of lemon, but let me give you a bit of shock. Lemons are powerful antivirals, powerful antibacterial, and powerful anti-inflammatory. The citric acid in lemon aids with digestion because it interacts with other enzymes and acids, which stimulates the secretion of gastric juice and promotes digestion. So, as you are drinking the double red rose, it improves on your digestion. All right. If your digestion is well improved, you always have energy, you see clearly, your body is functioning perfectly. It contains collagen, very strong and powerful ingredient that we need. It contains collagen, which activates beautiful complexion with wrinkle-free and youthful skin. All right. Lemon also helps to fight cancer and it balances the pH of our body. People with asthma, I strongly recommend double red rose. If you know anyone with asthma, I strongly recommend double red rose. Let's move on to the next slide. So, we have also infused our products with roselle extract, which is the hibiscus plant. Most people don't know. We always see the hibiscus flower. It's good, it's nice. But did you know the health benefits of roselle extract? To the women in the house, let me give you one clue. If you want to prevent yourself from fibroids, drink double red rose. Reason is because research has made us realize that they help with the fibrous system in the womb, the womb of women. All right. And it prevents fibroids. So it's very, very good for such issues, especially things that has to do with hormonal imbalance. It relieves menstrual cramps, mood swings, stress and anxiety. It promotes gastric cancer cells dying. All right. It regulates blood pressure and it improves sleep. It's an antioxidant. It prevents constipation for healthy pregnancy. So, ladies and gentlemen, please be careful. If you keep taking double red rose, you are more likely to get pregnant quickly. All right. Because it just brings the body back to life and your cells are realigned. That's how powerful the roselle extract is. And it reduces weakness and fatigue. All right. Let's move on to the next slide. Okay, so we've also infused it with NAC. NAC is NAC. 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 The full name is N-acetylcysteine. This is a type of protein. Let me tell you a little bit about it. I listed a few things, but I might not even say it. It is essential for making the powerful antioxidant that we call glutathione. Glutathione is the mother of all antioxidants, all right? And NAC, N-acetylcysteine, is essential. Now, in medicine, when we say something is essential, it is something the human body needs, but the body cannot produce it or manufacture it. So you need to daily infuse your body with it. Now, we all have glutathione in our body. Our bodies produces glutathione. But as we grow old, our glutathione levels begins to decrease. So we need to infuse our body with it. And NAC is the most essential ingredient in making that powerful antioxidant. We call it the mother of all antioxidants, glutathione. All right. It helps with detoxification to prevent or diminish kidney liver damage. So if you want to protect yourself from kidney and liver damage, drink double red rose. It also helps to increase mental health conditions and substance abuse disorders. Now, let me tell you one interesting fact about our product. We've had lots of people who who are addicts. All right, we've had lots of people who are addicts, and as they use our double red rose, eventually the addiction goes away. That's how powerful it is. That's how powerful it is. All right. According to World Health Organization, NAC is supposed to be used as an antidote for poison. Let's move on to the next slide. I want to show where we got our NAC from. All right. We got our NAC from these ingredients: sunflower seeds, onions, and legumes. These are naturally occurring ingredients, and these are where we got our NAC from. Okay, so it's not like a chemical component that we manufactured in the lab. Let's move on to the next slide. Ladies and gentlemen, this will be my last slide for tonight. Now, let me say this before we roll over. When you take one sachet of our double red rose, just one sachet of our double red rose, it is equivalent to eating all that you are seeing. Just one sachet. For most people, when they see the sachet, they be like, "Oh, but this is very small. But it looks small." And when they put it in their mouth, listen, it's too powerful to be big. All right, it's too powerful to be big. That tiny sachet that you see, it's very, very powerful. That 15 ml sachet you see, it's very, very powerful. Just one sachet is equivalent to taking 8 to 10 servings of fruits, berries, apples, and raisins. That small sachet that you see, just one sachet, is equivalent to you eating 2 to 3 servings of healthy fats, raw almonds, walnuts, halves, and avocado. It's equivalent to you eating 8 to 10 servings of vegetables, leafy greens, beans, and peas. So just compare this to your everyday foods, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight, I believe you've heard something that you've never heard of. Tonight, I believe you've listened to something that you never knew of. From the nutritional point of view, this will be my lesson for you. When you wake up in the morning, the first thing you need to do, if you can, just take a warm liquid. Water is just fine. Warm water. It helps to burn down the previous night's fat, okay? When you are done, take your double red rose. Take breakfast at least 1 hour after you've taken your double red rose, at least if you can, because for some of us, we take our double red rose early in the morning. And take breakfast like a king. Take your lunch like a prince and eat supper like a pauper. Don't do the other way around. Otherwise, you're going to have a big belly. You wouldn't like it. All right. Our double red rose is the most powerful nutritional supplement for everybody to use. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being with us even up until now. If you are here on this call, please talk to the person who invited you or who shared this link with you so that you can be part of our powerful system. All right, because we've got a system and a program that can help you get this product to use for yourselves. And talk to anybody who needs this product. We are here to change lives. We are here to serve humanity. This is Affluence Global, and this is Double Red Rose. Thank you so much, and may God richly bless you. Anderson, I think you can take over. Thank you.
Wow, 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 wow. I have nothing to say. I've taken a lot of notes. I don't know of you whether you switch your note on or you put some book before you wrote down certain things, because what I have learned here is amazing. It's amazing. I've discovered I know of some people who are battling with joint issues and also prostate issues, that this knowledge or information that Dr. Justice has given us is going to really change their lives. Dr. Justice made a very important statement, which maybe I believe it has skipped you, but I'm going to remind you on it. Dr. Justice said the body was made from soil. Listen to this very well. The body was made from the soil. So you need phytonutrients to be able to empower the body to come to its best. And many of us, we don't even know the meaning of phytonutrients. Many of us, we don't know where to get this great nutrient from, right? Many of us, we just go to the pharmacies, we just go to places and we get ourselves capsules and pills, which is fine in some way. But you see, the body was also made in such a way that naturally, if you give it something that does not match with what is needed by it to be able to give you the result, it will even bring you other side effects or other stuff. So this very night, we've been able to bring not just an information to your doorstep, but a knowledge that is going to help you know about how to do your things and know about how to go about your health. And of course, the most powerful thing that Dr. Justice made known to us is the double red rose product. Why? Because the double red rose product comes with a lot of phyto ingredients, a lot of ingredients emanating from the soil that is going to directly empower the body to be relieved of health challenges or to even better itself in terms of health. A lot of people find it difficult releasing money. I once told a man, I said, sir, he's a friend of mine. He's very wealthy in Ghana. And I told him, I said, sir, it's one of even our MPs, our members of parliament. And I said, sir, you are always busy. When was the last time you took $1,000, just $1,000, to buy something particularly for your health, the health of your wife, and the health of your family? Because I know you bought a car for your son recently, and then we were talking, and the son has a very severe condition in terms of health. And I said, why don't we channel into we going by a habit of buying something remarkable that will contribute to the health of our family? So he said, Anderson, you've spoken right. It has never occurred to me. Do you have any suggestion? Then I said, yes, we have something called double red rose that is really going to do wonders and miraculous things to the health of your son and personally your health. And he got in touch. He said, okay, how much do I need? And I said, how much do you think is necessary for you to raise for your family? He said, okay, I can basically raise $2,000. If I said, okay, we don't need $2,000, just $1,045, you can get a supply of the double red rose directly from the company to your doorstep that will last you for a year. He said, you don't mean it? I said, yes, a year, $1,045. Just an investment of $1,045 in your health for a whole year is going to set you up for life. And he bought it, and the son is really doing amazingly well. And he was struggling with the prostate issues. It is totally gone. And he looked at me and said, Anderson, thank you so much. Thank you so much. There are a lot of people that have got in touch with me, that have got in touch with Dr. Justice, and many people who know of this information that have been relieved of their health challenges. You don't necessarily have to be sick. You don't necessarily have to be struggling with a particular health challenge before you take a careful look at a double red rose, or before you even purchase the double red rose. So as we said, our topic for tonight, as you've really been enlightened on, is that your health matters. Of course, your health matters. Maybe you are here, you don't have any health issue, you don't have any health challenge, you think you are okay, but majority of the people that die, especially people that they don't go for checkup, they don't go to the hospital, they die mostly of cardiovascular health related challenges because one day they are just there and they die off, right? So you, as Dr. Justice says, you need to check your sugar problem. You need to go to the hospital, not just basically you are sick, but because you want the information to be able to stay fit or to be able to know what to take and what not to take. That's why we said an in-depth analysis to a healthy life based on pure nutrition. Why pure nutrition? Because the body was made from the soil. The body was made from the ground. And you need things emanating from the ground to be able to help you. That is why a lot of people, they've been on hypertensive drugs or drugs for high blood pressure for 10 years. I have a mother that has been on BP drug for 10 years. And it's not that the problem is getting better. Every year, there's some complication attached to what she was battling with. And I said, Mom, do you know your problem? You are trying to give the body something that is not needed by the body, because the body was made from the soil. Let me introduce you to the double red rose. And this woman's blood pressure has come down and has been normalized. And he said, how come I didn't see you for long? And I met this woman at the mall. I was talking to him. She was a stranger to me. And at a point in time, we became very close within a few months. And then she opened up to me that this is her situation. And she has money. You see, there are certain things that money cannot help you, except you've been enlightened or you've been empowered with the knowledge that your money can purchase that knowledge to be able to give you the best result. And tonight, this is what Dr. Justice did exactly. He gave us a knowledge, an eye-opening knowledge that some of us we have the money, but we lack this knowledge. And some of us we don't even know that there's a product or something called double red rose that is there. Tonight, you've been enlightened. Tonight, our eyes have been opened to a very powerful product. And Dr. Justice said something that I will end with. He said, all the ingredients he has mentioned to us, the red grapes, the pomegranate, the acerola cherry, the red ginseng, the carob extract, the red rose, and even the NAC itself, they are all part or they are all in this product. So instead of some of the ingredients, they are not even found in Ghana, they are not even found in Botswana, they are not even found in your locality. So how do you get in touch with them? But Affluence Global has gone beyond human imagination to combine these powerful ingredients from various sources, from basically emanating from the ground, to bring something powerful that will not only serve as a means to our health goals, but will also serve as a means to other people's health goals too as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, we open the floor for questions. If you have any question, you can just unmute yourself to ask. And Dr. Justice has created a YouTube channel for this course. So immediately after this session, you go to YouTube, you search for the Justice Show. You see this video on the Justice Show. You can watch it, you can download it from there, and you can have access to it. Everybody can have access to it. Don't sleep on this knowledge. There are many strangers out there that need this information. There are many people that are battling with menstrual issues that I got into contact with. They were strangers. Always I walk around because if you have something valuable, you don't have to sit on it. Just go out, talk to somebody, gather this information, let somebody know about it. I've spoken to tens of people that if I had not met them as strangers and they had not listened to me, by now they would have been dead. Because some of the people I meet, they were going through a lot in terms of their health. Some too, when I met them, they were not going through any health challenge. By the idea I gave to them that you don't necessarily have to be sick before you get something that will contribute to their health. And many of them took a lot of money to buy the product, which is okay. And like Dr. Justice said, there's a system for those of us that we want to make something remarkable or something profitable from this amazing product too as well. So thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for being here with us and taking this knowledge. Don't sit on this knowledge. Like I said, don't sit on it. Don't sit on this knowledge. Open up to somebody. Just go your way to open up to a stranger. Talk to a stranger. Talk to somebody. People are going through a lot. Educate somebody that in the generation or dispensation we are in, you don't need to be sick before you release money to invest in your health. And even when you are releasing money to invest in your health, what are you supposed to purchase? And tonight, we have been able to bring you the best, which is the double red rose, another educative session of this webinar that is going to help you in your diet, that is going to help you in what to eat, what not to eat, at what time, at what time of the day, at what time of the night, right? So we open the floor for questions, and then we take about 3 questions, then we are good to go. So if you have any question, just unmute yourself, then you ask your question. All right,
I
can you hear
think
me?
just, yes,
Yes,
I
Dr.
can hear you very loud and clear.
Yeah, there's a question
So,
somebody is asking. Let me read a question for the sake of the people that might be listening to it on YouTube, so that I can answer it. So the person is asking, can we give to people on dialysis?
yes, actually, before I even answer this question, just 2 days ago, we just got a very big um, testimonial from Ghana from someone who is on dialysis for so many months. And the person is now, urinating by themselves. That tells you how powerful the product is. So the reason is because There are certain ingredients, when you put them together, they help with proper kidney function. And those are what we have in our products, okay? The type and the kinds of ingredients that we have. When you combine certain ingredients, they help with proper liver and kidney function. And this is the reason. Our double red rose helps with people who are even on dialysis. So yes, you can give it to people on dialysis, and we believe that by God's grace, as they use the products, they will see good results. You see, one of the things that I want to also say, this is just a disclaimer, all right? Our product is not a drug, it's not a chemical. It is a nutritional supplement. So we don't seek to make medical claims. Our product is not intended to diagnose, to treat, or to cure any disease. All right. But as you use the product, it brings the body back to its original state. So that's how powerful it is. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Dr. Justice. That's amazing. Yeah, so Madam Letty, your question has been answered. Are you okay with it? All right, all right. So now, I was taking, okay, somebody has typed something over here. I'm okay, okay, fantastic. Thank you so much. Yes, so just like how Dr. Justice said, it's not a drug, it's not a medicine. It's something, it's a nutritional supplement, basically to help your body get empowered with nutrient that on your own you cannot get, but that is needed by the body to help you in your overall health and general well-being. So tonight, we believe we've been able to bring value we've been able to give value to your time, and we've been able to present something remarkable to you that is not only going to change your health or help you in your health, but it's also going to help your loved ones, the people you know, the aging parent that you know. There are some of us that we know of people that we are already wealthy. I see a lot of people from Botswana, South Africa, Europe, UK, a lot of people from Ghana, from Central and Eastern Africa on this call. And then we thank you so much for making time. Some of us are from Mauritius, it's 10 p.m. there. Some of us where we are is 11 p.m. At Ghana is almost 7:30 p.m. as well. But we've all been able to make time for this very session. And don't sleep on this knowledge. What you've got from here, it will last you for a lifetime. Get in touch with Dr. Justice YouTube channel. Go over the video again, listen to it again. If you didn't make any notes on it, go back, make some notes on it, read on it carefully, and get in touch with the person who connected you to this amazing project so that you can have it. A great presentation. Thanks so much for sharing. Of course, we always do you have this supplement in Ghana? Yes, we have it in Ghana. And then you can contact the person who contacted you, who connected you. Somebody's asking, can we give red rose to someone on stage 3 cancer? Okay, Dr. Justice has messaged it. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. All right. So now, without wasting much time, we bring this session into conclusion and get in touch with the person who connected you. Maybe you are watching it from YouTube. Maybe somebody sent to you a link to watch it. Maybe you chanced on this video through somebody who downloaded it from YouTube and you are watching it. It's fine. Just get in touch with the person who connected you to this amazing knowledge and this amazing educative session so that he can help you get some of the double red rose. And always, the people that they have money, I tell them, just get yourself minimum $500. You've saved a lot in your bank account. I was speaking to one mother. She is very, very rich. And she's very rich. And she's in UK. She normally comes to Ghana. And she's a mother to me. I said, Mom, you are very, very wealthy. But always you've been complaining about your sugar problem. You've been complaining about this. But you have a lot of money in your bank account. I want you to just take $500. It's not money to him. I said, take $500 to her. I said, take $500. I'm going to give you something called double red rose. The day you come to Ghana, you are sending it back to UK. She said, Anderson, you are talking about something $500. I said, no, I know you have money. And I know that you have medical doctors that charge you a lot to give you the best. But I told Mom, you've been on sugar issues for over 5 years and you've been spending a lot of money. But you take this $500 when you are coming. Don't send to me. Just give me physical cash $500. I'll give you something nutritional supplement to take. She has been on the product for 3 months now, and God being so good, she has seen tremendous results and effect on the drinking of the double red rose every day. She calls it in Ghana here the emojedro. Those of us that we are not in Ghana, you will not understand my language, but it simply means blood tonic. But our product is not blood tonic, but that's the name she has given to the product because of how effective and how potent the product is to her. So thank you so much. God bless you for your time. Let us disseminate this information to empower people to know that something great like this exists. And I want to leave you by Dr. Justice's statement or word. Remember that the body was made from the soil. So in your daily activity, make sure that things emanating from the soil are entering your body very greatly. And you cannot also chance your life on it so that you don't also bring a lot of complications in your body. And that is why you need a double red rose. We have scientifically gone through all processes to be able to bring all these ingredients as one thing to give your body the best nutrient to be able to help your health and general well-being. So thank you so much. Have a blessed evening and bye-bye to you all. See you once again and have a blessed and wonderful week. Bye-bye.